Hello all. Well, today has been a very long day. I woke up, not yet, all day. I don't know what it is when I start talking. I woke up at like 6:20. Not because I had to. My alarm was set for like 7:15. But, okay. I guess my body wanted to get up. And then got in the shower, got ready. I really didn't do much with the bottom of my hair. Just the top. Because pouring raining here. Which is not the kind of day you want to go out. But then I got to my son's, picked up my granddaughter. We headed about 30 minutes south because we do the Home Depot project the first of the month. And ooh, that was a quick yellow light. We usually do it right. The local one to him, but I couldn't get in there. It was booked up. So I went down to Neptune Home Depot. Well, where we do it in Hazlitt, it's like a whole back room. It's really roomy. There's like 6 big tables, then like 3-4 tables put together for painting. Because, you know, part of it is you have to hammer, you have to screw. But when the kids are hammering, you know, how can you paint? You're like, oh, you know, painting. So, I think it's this heat. Sorry, I had the heat blowing on me and it was drying my throat. And so then we get there and I was like, are you waiting in line? And I'm like, where do you get the kit? She's like, oh, you wait here and you know, sign in, you wait here for a spot. You get them over there from the lady. So I'm like, okay. Literally, these tables, there was like maybe 2-3 at the most tables put together. And sorry, I'm trying not to yawn. They're in the middle of an aisle. So there's really not much room on either side. And so we get our kit. There's really, and she says, you just got to wait for someone to get up. Now, it is 9:13 by this point. It starts at 9, and some of these people are finishing up. So I'm sure they got there before 9. And the lady that was directing everybody, not so nice. So, because I went over to her because we forgot my granddaughter's apron, Home Depot apron. Oh my God, I'm sorry. In the trunk. Not even sure I could find it in the trunk. And I'm like, oh my God. So, I'm like, alrighty then. So, I said, I'll get you another one. Because that's happened to us. I said, oh, we forgot her. No, I forgot at home. And, you know, because I had given it to my son. And so, you know, I said, oh, she forgot her apron at home. And, you know, my girl, oh, no worries. What's your name? All right. So he's like, I don't know what, she's like, doesn't she already have an apron? And I'm like, she needs an apron. I was like, she doesn't want to get paint on her. We're going to a party after this. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, so she's like, she doesn't have an apron. I'm like, no, she doesn't have an apron. So she's like, here you go. Doesn't write the name on it, nothing. And then this little corner of the table was opened up. So I'm like, let's just do it right here, Juliana. So we do the project. And again, my granddaughter's trying to paint. And people are, I'm going to put that on. people are hammering, well, kids and some parents, and it's like, she's like trying to paint, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's shaking. So, I was a little, and people are coming up and like, oh, can we do this project? We didn't sign up. And she's like, oh yeah, sure. How many you need? And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Because if I signed up, they only give you so many kits. And if I signed up for this and got there at 11 and they said, oh, there's no kits. And then I knew someone else there, and they said, oh, well, there was people that just walked up, and I would have been mad as hell. My granddaughter wants to, do this. So I promised her we were doing it. We do it, like I said, if she's with my son, the first Saturday of the month. So we already signed up for the next one. And then Hazlitt has a snack for the kid. Well, they sign their certificate. What's your name? And, they'll see her name. And, oh, what's your last? If they see it on her apron, if, she doesn't have her coat on her. They're like, oh, what's your last name? They fill it in. They sign it. And they hand it to her. Like, here's your certificate. You completed the project. And pick a snack. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Pick a snack. And they give you a 16-ounce bottle of water. So I'm like, are you kidding me? Sometimes I will admit they run out of snacks. Or they run out of certain snacks and you get the crummy snacks. Well, the ones no one wants. But I'm like, just pick something. I don't really want. I'm like, well, because we've gotten there late. But we usually get there like 9:15. And there's not that many people there. This place was packed. And like I said, people are just walking up and they're, oh yeah, sure, just sign. Did I have to register for this? Oh no, just sign in. And I'm like, no, you had to register. So, little annoyed with that. Little annoyed with the way it's run. I will never, ever. I will not say a word to her until, I am going to, right after, like I did today. As soon as we're there, I'm going on my phone and I'm signing up for the May project. Because I'm not dealing with this crap of going to another place. No way. And I'm not missing out. And when we first started doing this, I actually didn't register her. And I, went. Because someone said, oh, the first Saturday of the month. And didn't say anything to me like you have to register. And I was like, oh, did you register? I was like, oh, no, I didn't know you had to. Oh, I'm sorry. They're like, no, it's slow. Because it was like 10:30, 11. And she's like, no, it's slow. We have a lot of projects still left. And we close at 12. But in the future, just make sure you register. So I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And again, when I left, I'm like, thank you so much for letting us do the project, blah, blah, blah. So, and Hazlitt will say, if people just have walked in and they're like, did you register? No. They're like, okay, well, we can't give you today's project, but we have extra projects of this, and this, if you want to pick one. And they're like, oh, thank you, sure. Like, this was not the case, they just let them do today's project. And when we left, you got a dum-dum lollipop. Like, are you kidding me? So I was just and when we got in the car, my granddaughter goes, that was disgusting. And I don't know that she meant that it was disgusting. I think she meant like a disaster, or it wasn't, And she told my son, she's like, that lady was so rude today. We're never going to that store again. And I was like, no, we're already signed up. There has it for next month. And sometimes, last year it just worked out. Oh my God, this guy's on the all in black on a bike, a black bike. Last year it worked out that my son had her the first Saturday of every month, and then it started then last in 2023, and then I don't know where it was. I think December he didn't have her for that Saturday, first Saturday, January, and February. Yeah, so this is the first one we're doing. And she's like, I told my mommy, but she didn't sign us up, you know. And I'm like, oh, sorry. And her mother, I think I said this one time before, her mother said, oh, you could take her, you know, if you want to take her, even if it isn't, you know, my son's day, and, you know, and everything. And I don't want to get in that habit. I mean, if it was something really, really like a once in a lifetime thing, yes, then I would reach out to her. You know, someone gave me tickets to something, or I got these fabulous tickets, you know, whatever. So, I don't know. But, so then from there, we went to the nail salon. I had blue nails. My granddaughter picked it. Kind of a periwinkle, almost. We were going to a birthday party for my cousin's kids, and it was a Bluey / Blue's Clues. She, of course, wanted Bluey, and he wanted Blue. Well, he's two, but he's really big into Blue's Clues. So it was fine. It was really fun. It was at a hall. The weather was crappy, and my nail place took longer than expected. My granddaughter, 3 times they had to redo her nails. I was not happy about that. And I told her when they did their time, I was like, they're not fixing them again. So, and she's usually really good. I'm like, you know, you've been doing this for like 2 years. You're like a pro at this. I mean, only in the last year I've been taking her regularly once a month with me, but like, it's not like her first rodeo. So, I'm like, okay. So I was a little annoyed at that, but I think she was very tired today. And then from there, we had to go to ShopRite. I had to get sliced peppers for the pasta salad. So I got like stir-fried peppers. They were cut like for stir-fry, so I'm like, good, yippee. And black olives, so threw that in there. The pasta salad, it was gluten-free pasta and dairy-free. It was a hit. And I think what made it, you were supposed to use oil and vinegar, olive oil and vinegar, and I actually used this garlic vinaigrette, and it was either from the dollar store or from Walmart. Either way, it was really cheap. I want to say it was the dollar store, but I'm not 100%. But I took a picture of the bottle because it was really good. And I think that's what made the flavor of it, rather than just using vinegar. And so I think it would taste good too with a balsamic. So I might try that. And then, I left the light on again. Oh my God. A balsamic. And then, that was really good. That was a hit. And then I bought these gluten-free, like, cracker chips things. I don't know. They're a cross between a cracker and a chip. And then I bought veggie straws and Skinny Pop. Well, I came home with the Skinny Pop and the veggie straws only because the chips I already have, like I said, they're like a cracker. They're thin like a chip, but they're a cracker, multigrain, and they're gluten-free. And so I already had a bag. So I said to my aunt, no, I already have a bag, so you take them. And she already texted me, thank you so much. Oh, and a jar of the salsa. So she wanted to give me the hummus too, but she couldn't find it. And I'm wondering someone threw it out, because there was like about half of it gone. So someone might have been, it's been sitting out, throw it out. I don't know. I mean, or they could have maybe put it in the fridge or put it somewhere else. I honestly don't know, but I have hummus, so I'm not really too upset about that. Plus I have that spinach artichoke dip. So I really want to try that. I'm probably gonna eat that. But last night I made my stir fry. I made it with tofu. And my son always complains that my stir fry is a little liquidy. And we usually put the rice on the plate and then the stir fry. But what I did this time, or if I make the noodles, I do rice noodles, which are gluten-free. And so what I did is I put to absorb the water, I'm like, oh, the rice noodles will probably absorb the water. I put them in there and they were a little mushy. And my son loved the flavor of the food. He just said the texture is, and I was like, to be honest, it wasn't the tofu. It was the rice noodles. They kind of got really mushy. So I said, yeah, the rice noodles are a little mushy. And that was throwing me off too. My daughter's like, I really don't like it. I don't like the texture. All right, whatever. Jake didn't even want to attempt it, my daughter's boyfriend, because he's a little fussy about his food, but only because he's like allergic to everything, where he goes into anaphylactic shock. So I think he was afraid to eat it. And my son's girlfriend ate it. She's like, my daughter's like, it tastes like flour. And she's like, it doesn't taste like flour, but the texture is throwing me off. But the flavor's good too. She liked the flavor too. So next time I think I'll do rice. Then they can't say anything. I'll do it separate. She's like, you should have cooked it this separate. I said I was going to do that, but your brother's always complaining about the liquid. So that's why I did it that way. So next time, I don't care if he complains about the liquid. So, but after the party, I had to come back here to my place, pick it up, and then go back to my son's and take care of my dog when I came back here too. So now I'm sure she's going to want to walk again, and she does have to eat. I didn't want to feed her before, because then I was afraid she was going to poop in the house. So, but then we ate dinner, and then my daughter and her boyfriend left because they're moving slowly, and tomorrow they're getting a new couch. And it's from Costco, but they rented a truck in the morning and people are helping them. And I was going to go there and help them do stuff, but she's like, no, don't worry about it, because we're going to do the couch tomorrow. I'm like, oh, okay. Sounds good to me. So all I have to do is run to the mall. And if it wasn't so late, I would do it right now. But the mall's only open, I think. Some stores only 8 o'clock. So I'm not even going to attempt it till tomorrow. And then I just drove home. And we were in the party most of the time, but we could hear it really raining. And a lot of streets driving from the party to my house was flooded. They're less flooded now, so they, absorbed or reset, or, I want to say rescind, but I know that's not the word. I'm very tired. I didn't sleep. I couldn't fall asleep last night. I don't know why. And once I did, I was out cold. But part of it, I think I was like all wound up from cooking. So I'm really can't wait to make that pasta salad again, because I think it is just yummy. And it's good. It's gluten-free, it's dairy-free. So I really think that it will be a go-to for me. And what else? Oh, somebody asked on my singles group, what is the worst way you found out someone was cheating on you? And he said that his girl called, and they were in a committed relationship, called him, whatever, and she hung up, but then she butt dialed. And as she was, how did he put it? I don't even know, but evidently a blowjob. I don't know how he put it, but oh, excuse me. This is how I'm going to be, because I was around my son's dog. Tonight's going to be a nasally night. This other guy said, and this is the stupidest question ever, I think, asked. If you are in a committed relationship with somebody, but have a side girl, a side piece, I think he even said. I'm not sure. Is it, just strictly a side piece? Yeah, that's what he said. So in other words, just for sex. Is it cheating? Yes! Holy shit, I can't believe you're asking this question, I'm saying to myself. I put absolutely with a bunch of exclamations. I'm like, holy frig. So I'm like, oh my God. And now, cruise guy, I knew March 2nd, because stupid numbers stick in my head, was his next cruise. And he says, he put, 14-day, home for 2 weeks, another cruise, home for whatever, and then now on another cruise or something like that. And someone said, would you hit the lottery? Oh, nice life, whatever. But I'm like, oh, so he's on his other cruise. Now, I want to see, this is only a week, because there was only one 14-day. I want to see if he reaches out after he comes back from this cruise. And I am going to say, who is this? Because I am deleting him from my contacts. I'm done. But I realized he's in my New Jersey singles group. And this other guy that I had met, we went out a couple times, and then I didn't hear from him. And I knew he was going to the doctors, and he had some health issues. So I said to him, I don't know, he said something to me. Oh, I said, because he was in touch, constantly in touch, and then poof. This is what I don't like. Don't be so constantly in touch and then drop off the face of the earth. Like, are you effing kidding me? Like, and then act like it's, I'm overreacting. So, it was 3 times we went out. And so then he had a thing with his a union, which I didn't know about because he was out on workers' comp. And he said good morning. I said, no, he didn't say good morning. So I said good morning and nothing. And I thought he had a doctor's appointment. That's what I thought he had. And because he said, oh, I have my appointment tomorrow. I'm a little nervous. And he was talking all about his health issues. He didn't say I have, he had arbitration, actually, with the workers' comp, thing. And I'm like, that's a little different than an appointment. And when you've been talking about all your different doctor's visits and everything. So, okay, silly me for assuming. So shame on me for assuming, but you didn't elaborate. So, I mean, you think he would have said, I have arbitration, or I have my case on my workers' comp. Not, I have an appointment. So I was like, okay. So then I waited in the afternoon. I said, oh, hope everything's okay. He's like, busy day. I said, okay, talk to you later. So then later in the day, I didn't hear from him. So then that night I said, hope everything's okay. Talk to you later. And he's like, I had my arbitration, my workers' comp, and it didn't go well. And, we've only gone out a few times, and I don't need someone keeping tabs on me and having an attitude for not talking to them one day. I'm just not in the mood to talk to anybody. And I'm like, are you motherfucking kidding me? Why not say, when I said good morning, and then you didn't answer, I waited, it was like 2 o'clock, and I was like, then, and then when I said, hope everything's okay, hope you had a good day, whatever, go off on me. Like, I guess I was your verbal punching bag because things didn't go well with your arbitration that I had fucking no clue. I thought because I think I even wrote in there, I hope your doctor's appointment went well. He's like, I had arbitration, my workers' comp case, and it didn't go well. I'm not in the mood to talk to anybody. I don't need to. And I'm like, oh, F you, asshole. Like, if he would have just said to me, sorry, things didn't go well today. I'm not in the mood to talk. I would have said, okay. If you want or need to talk to someone, I'm here. And I wouldn't have reached out to him again. And then I saw him, this place that has it's dinner and then it turns into dancing. And he avoided me like the plague and didn't even say hello or anything. And I'm like, F you. And my friend observed him, and this girl who my friend stalked his Facebook and her Facebook, and constantly he's doing, oh, thank you for doing this. Oh, thank you for doing that. Oh, thank you for doing this. Oh, thank you for doing that. And he was constantly buying her drinks at night. And I'm like, please, I said to my friend, I don't care. She's like, oh my God. And then my friend went another night, and she's like, oh my God, it's pathetic. He's like, all over. And she's like, just getting him to buy drinks but she goes, she has no interest in him whatsoever. And you could tell he has it bad for her. And then my friend's like, come on. I said, I don't want, and she's like, come on, let's go. So what if he's there? We kept saying we wanted to go to this place. We went once, you're not going to go back there. I was all right. So I did. And it was pathetic because then she's like, watch. And I'm like, oh my God. And he couldn't dance. And I heard him say to somebody, not till I get my knee fixed. or get my new knee or something. And she's like, so she's up there. She's all over the DJ. She's all over this guy, that guy. And I'm like, dude, she doesn't look at you as nothing more than a friend. But then she's like, all over you, hanging all over you. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, and then he's like, what are you drinking? Oh, you don't have to. He's like, no. Oh, sure. She's getting drinks out of you. And then my friend again is talking, and she's like, oh my God, he was over there fixing this for her, fixing that for her. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't really care. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I feel bad for him because he really is hung up, it seems, on this girl, according to what my friend, what I observed. And then my friend's telling me that she's writing on Facebook and he's writing on Facebook. And she obviously is using him to get things done around her house. So I'm like, oh my God, I really feel bad for him. I really do. Because he's chasing something that probably will never happen. So, and then, so he's in my group too. So I'm curious if he'll show up at one of these things. And I'm curious if he'll come up to me and go, hey, remember me? I was like, yeah, how you doing? Good. Okay, nice seeing you. And I'm going to walk away. Because, I'm sorry, I have no interest. Like, if he was having a bad day and the next day said, because I had a guy one time go off on me and whatever, and I'm like, what are you, like, I go, okay. And that's it. I'm like, and my friend's like, I'd say this. I'm not wasting my breath. I'm not wasting my time typing it. I just said, okay. And a couple of days later, he's like, I'm really sorry. I was having a bad day. And, I kind of lashed out at you. I'm sorry. And, okay. So, okay. So, that I could forgive, but this guy didn't even, wasn't a big enough man to say that. Listen, I was having a bad day and I took it out on you because I've read the text to my friend and she's like, you didn't do anything bad. You're just like, I hope everything's okay. And she's like, don't even answer him. And I just said, okay. If you ever need or want to talk, I'm here. And I wasn't going to lash back out at him. What would that get me? Put fuel to the fire? Well, no. So, but I need to get inside because I got to walk my dog again. If she'll go out. So, it'll be a quick walk. But, all right. I will talk to y'all later. And I get to sleep in tomorrow. Yay. I'm very tired. My eyes are closing. So I'm hoping I go in and I can actually fall asleep. So, all right. Talk to you later. Bye.